Hey gang, it's Harrington, health coach, fitness trainer, and master yoga trainer, to give you a wonderful 20-minute help you to get to sleep yoga practice. So all you need to do is clear out a small space. You don't even need a yoga mat. And hopefully find a place where we can have a wall space, because we'll be using that for one of our final poses before Shavasana. I'll also be including a beautiful guided meditation at the end that is part of my book, so you'll get to experience that also. During this practice, all you need to do is breathe and let go and let the peace come in. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's sit up nice and tall, however we're comfortable. We can sit on the ground or actually sit on the chair, maybe the edge of the bed. And let's take a moment here to breathe in through the nose, fill deep into the belly, and exhale through the nose, returning the belly back in. Let's find that deep diaphragmatic breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Just tuning into our breath here. Now, if it's not comfortable to breathe through our nose, of course, we can breathe in any manner that feels best. But remember, breathing in and out through the nose helps to humidify the breath, detoxify the breath, and help to get into our parasympathetic nervous system, just meaning the rest and digest nervous system. That helps us, especially if we're feeling a little anxious or uncertain, or have constant streaming thoughts. That doesn't help us or doesn't serve us right before we're getting ready for bed. So take these moments to practice our pranayama, or just breath work. One more nice deep breath here, inhaling, belly expanding. And exhale, belly contracting. Let's take our hands overhead, inhaling, reaching arms to the sky, lifting and lengthening, exhaling, hands to heart center. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, reaching hands overhead, lifting toward the sky. And exhaling, hands to heart center. Just broadening the ribs on the inhalation, lifting and expanding. Deepest breath yet so far. And exhaling, hands to heart center. Let's take our hands overhead. We'll do a side lateral flexion. So just taking one hand to the side as we lift up through the other arm. We can gaze up or we can gaze down. Now we can always adjust the practice as we need. So if we're taking care of a shoulder or body part, we can always bend our elbow or move how we need. Let's find our way to the other side. Inhaling, reaching hands overhead. Exhaling to the other side. Just finding some support here, anchoring through both sit bones. We can gaze up or gaze down or closing our eyes. Let's find a breath or 2 here. Important to feel that stretch and that reach and that lengthen through the side waist. Let's take our hands overhead. Inhale, reaching to the sky. Exhaling to a forward fold. Just kind of reaching forward. Hands can be on our thighs if we're sitting, or coming to the ground if we're on the ground. Let's inhale, take the hands overhead for an upright twist. Just turning toward one direction. We can take one hand to the outside of the thigh, the other hand behind us to help extend the spine and lengthen. Breathing nice and deep here. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly contracts. Let's find some freedom into the breath, into the depth of the body, the depth of our awareness. Let's inhale, reach the hands overhead, returning to neutral, exhaling to the other side. Just turning and twisting here to what range is comfortable for us. With our head, we can gaze to the side or even gazing over the back shoulder. But whatever is most comfortable for us is finding the twist through the center of the body and not worrying too much about where the head is, as long as it's extending through the crown of the head toward the sky. Let's inhale, return to neutral. As we find a heart opener, hands by our sides, fingers pointing forward or to the side as we lift the chest. We can gaze slightly forward. And then as we release, let's go ahead and switch legs. Whatever leg was in front, staying here. Inhale, take the hands overhead. Exhaling to a forward fold, just stretching through our back. Breathe fully into the entire body. Maybe we feel a little sensation down our hips, through our back. Maybe we notice it's a little bit different on this side, as one leg is now in front, is the lead leg. As we take our hands overhead, inhaling, reaching to the sky, let's find that chest expansion again. So hands by our sides, fingers pointing forward or to the side, just not backward. And then we can lift that heart here. If we like, we can start to lift those hips, rolling toward those knees. And then slowly releasing, coming back down. Let's find our sitting rotation again. Inhale, up to the sky. Exhale, twisting, seated twist. Seeing if we can find a little more range of motion here, but remembering to take it only to our own pace. One more breath here. Inhale, lengthen the inhalation and the exhalation. Just noticing where our mind goes to our thoughts. Inhale, taking hands overhead, returning to neutral to the other side. As we exhale and spiral and twist here. Find the freedom in the breath here. Our mind may wander, but we can always bring it back to being in the present moment simply by noticing the inhalation and exhalation. Let's take our hands overhead, inhale, reaching to the sky. And hands by our sides. We're going to find our way to being relaxed down onto the ground. So if we're in a chair at the edge of the bed, we can come off and sit down on the ground. Or just simply turning to our side. And then hands behind those knees as we roll down one vertebrae at a time, taking our knees into our chest. For Apanasana, it's just knees to chest here. We give ourselves a gentle massage with those knees swing. The massage happens in our lower back. Might feel really nice. And then if we'd like, adding some knee circles here. So the hands are just resting behind the thighs, not adding any additional pressure to the knees. And let's switch to rotation. So rotating, knees in the opposite direction, finding the movement originating from the core center without the lower back lifting. We'll find bridge pose, so taking the soles of feet to the earth. Let's find the feet about a hip distance apart and about, a foot or so away from the glutes. Let's move the head so that we're gazing toward the sky or toward the ceiling. The feet, feeling all four corners of our feet, even into the toes. With our hands by our sides, we'll lift the hips up on an inhalation for bridge. And then as we exhale, slowly rolling down one vertebrae at a time. Let's do that a few more times. Inhaling, lifting those hips up to the sky. And then slowly imprinting one vertebrae back down, even through those hips. Let's find one more. Inhaling, lifting those hips up to the sky. This is a nice opener for the front of those hips and warming up the spine. Exhaling. Beautiful. Let's draw those knees back into our chest. A little Apanasana, knees to chest here. Side to side sway. We'll do a reclining twist. We'll touch our toes to the ground, lifting the heels off the earth. Hands by our sides. And then slowly, let's draw the legs over to one side, letting it flow. Move with our breath, so returning those knees to the sky on the inhale, and exhaling to the other side. Now finding our own range of motion, like a windshield wipers are moved knees side to side a few more times. We don't have to go very far, but we're anchoring the shoulders. Getting a gentle twist for the spine. Sometimes we can carry tension in our lower back. That's a nice way to get that moved out, preparing us for our restful evening. The next time that the knees come toward the front, let's go ahead and relax those knees there. We can take the opposite hand to it, and then we can gaze away from those knees if we'd like. Inhaling here through the nose, belly expands. Exhaling, belly retracts. Let's find one more. Inhaling, thinking of relaxation. And exhaling, feeling grounded and rooted. Or turning our hands back to the earth. On an exhale, we draw the legs back to the sky. Inhale here. Exhaling, letting the knees sink over. We have the option to stay here or taking the hand to that outside of the thigh. We can gaze up toward the sky, or if we'd like a little more sensation, gazing over the opposite shoulder, away from those knees. Let's find the belly expanding on the inhalation and retracting on the exhalation. Breathing in for the present moment, the true gift that we can give ourselves, not worrying about what is yet to come. We have this moment right here. Slowly releasing. Let's find an exhalation and bring those knees back to the chest. We'll draw the knees in, a little circles here, and in the opposite direction, circling once again. We'll find a reclining butterfly pose, so we'll take the feet to the earth, and then just opening the knees, letting them sink open to the side, soles of the feet together. Hands out by our sides. We can close our eyes if we feel comfortable. We can press the feet a little more toward each other, especially the pinky toe edge. We can continue to gaze to the sky or close those eyes. But let's take 2 nice, long, slow breaths here. Inhale, finding any tension within the body. And as we exhale, letting that tension escape on the exhalation. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling, and then exhaling, tension releasing. Beautiful. Let's help ourselves over toward our side, using those hands, helping ourselves up to a seated position. We'll be doing some neck and shoulder stretches that'll help get rid of any tension in the upper body. We did some releasing for the lower body. So let's go ahead and inhale, reach the hands overhead. Opening up to angel wings, thumbs up, lifting the chest. Breathing deep here. And then slowly releasing. Reaching one hand to the sky, bending that elbow over to the side, and letting the neck and the shoulder release. We can reach those fingertips out a little. And then slowly releasing. We'll switch to the other side. Inhaling, taking the hand overhead. And then exhaling. Oftentimes we find it a little hard to fall asleep because we've had so many things going on during the day or have a constant stream of thoughts. So it's nice to go ahead and get a journal and write down some of those action items that you want to take care of so you don't continue to think about them. But always remember to end with a gratitude journal, listing 3 things that were positive from the day or that you were grateful for. That is shown in studies that if we do that for 13 weeks every night, just writing those 3 simple things, then it can help be more positive for up to 6 months. Slowly releasing. Let's roll those shoulders. Inhale, shoulders up, back and down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, up, back and down. Last one. Inhale, up, back and down. Good. Let's go ahead and take the chin toward the chest. Roll it forward, chin toward chest. Rolling over to one side, ear to shoulder. On an exhalation, we let the chin fall back toward the chest and over to the other side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll down. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. Breathing any tension out of the neck and the shoulders, letting it go. As we come back to neutral, slowly let the head rise to the sky. Now we should feel a little more relaxed through those neck and shoulders. So we're going to find our way to the wall. So we're doing legs up the wall. This posture is to help cool the mind and cool the body. So let's go ahead and find our way to a wall. Finding a fetal position, we take the glutes up against the wall. So slide in as close as we can. This helps to protect the shoulders later if we're farther away and we try to scooch in while we're on our backs. So we roll down onto our back, lift the legs to the sky, hands by our sides, resting here. Now, if our hamstrings are feeling a little tight, we can always bend the knees a little, or placing a cushion or pillow underneath our hips. We can simply lift the hips, place the cushion underneath, and then relax here. If we're still finding a lot of tension into the back of those legs, just starting a little bit further away from the wall is okay. If we'd like more sensation, so maybe more stretch, we want to get as close to the wall as we can when we start. Let's find the toes toward the shins. And then as we relax here, let's start to simply notice which nostril that we're inhaling a little more through. In, perhaps a little more through the left than the right, and not worrying about it if we can't feel it. But I find when I teach my yoga classes that about 70% of people notice that when they're coming into legs up the wall, or even shoulder stand, that they start to naturally breathe in a little more through the left nostril, which is actually our cooling side, or what we call in yoga the lunar side of the body. It's a more relaxing side. So we get calm and ready for our rest, ready for a good night's sleep here. Now, if we start to feel any tingling in our toes, that's okay. But if it becomes uncomfortable, we can simply do what we did earlier by taking the soles of the feet together and opening the knees, or just bending the knees here. Let's find at least 2 more breaths here, just being relaxed and being comfortable. Thinking about peaceful, restful thoughts. Our mind can be like a stream. Maybe with rapids, it's turbulent, constant thoughts, constant movement. But we try to take breath by breath to slow down that stream of thoughts. It's not that we have to get rid of them, it's just finding some space between those thoughts. Last breath here. And to help ourselves out, we bend our knees first. Slowly roll to our side, like that fetal position that we found ourselves in to get on the wall, helping ourselves up here. And we'll work our way into our bed. So simply getting into bed and finishing the rest of this yoga practice with a guided meditation. If we're not ready to hop into bed just yet, go ahead and set up on the ground. We can find our way to Shavasana here. So let's use those hands to help ourselves get onto our backs, relaxing back. Extend one leg and then the other. And then slowly, let's inhale, feel lightness in the body. Then exhale, feel ourselves getting a little more comfortable. Now as we find our way to our comfortable position, knees bent may be more comfortable for our lower backs. Feel free to tip the knees, making the knees toward each other and opening the feet, or simply placing a block or a pillow underneath the knees to help the lower back relax. Keeping the head in neutral, we don't want it off to the side, so bringing it back to neutral, and then adjust the shoulders under, palms facing up. And here we can relax and rest to listen to our guided meditation.
Begin lying back in a comfortable position or sitting up in an easy seated pose. Perhaps you're just coming back from a long, busy day. But now, let's start to let go of what happened an hour ago, a minute ago, and days ago. Just allowing yourself to be free in this moment. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Often, our busy bodies, our busy minds keep us moving at such a quick pace. And just taking a moment to connect to the breath, allowing ourselves to start to slow. Our busy bodies and our busy minds are like a river. A flowing river picks up sediment along the way and starts to become cloudy. Just like our mind and our body throughout the day. Breathing in and breathing out. And slowing down the pace of the mind and the body like slowing down the pace of the river within us. Imagining a river slowing. And slowly, the river might branch off into a stream. And noticing that that stream is calmer and quieter, and that the sediment that you've picked up during the day is starting to settle down. Breathing in and breathing out. Slowly, with each breath, the stream moves further along to finally flowing into a pond. And in this pond, the water starts to come to a standstill. Any thoughts that you have carried with you start to settle, like settling at the bottom of the pond, and the water, like our mind, becoming clearer and clearer. Just like our busy bodies and our busy minds. You can slow down too, allowing your troubles to fall away, returning to your true nature of calm and your true nature of clarity. Breathing in deeply and breathing out slowly, feeling more and more relaxed with each breath, feeling perfectly content and at peace, enjoying the stillness within. You can stay here as long as you like.